Hello everybody, Forest Month is here. Today with some, I would say, the biggest project I've ever done in knife world, and that is redoing of Tops Machete .230, and it finished like this one. That's the one. So before I start to talk about it more, please have a look what I came from. So what was the machete without scales? And I started to do this job. So you see now. So here we can see the difference in length. So now we've got machete disassembled. The handles, 3 screws, plus these 2 aluminum tubes for lashing. But anyway, there were 1, 2, and 3. I don't know which one this one was there, the original. And we've got plenty, 1, 2, and this one, yeah, this one and this one are spare. So 1, 2, 3, 4 more holes, as I said. Okay, I found my mark, so it's 572 grams, so it's quite a heavy machete. So compared to the one, it's 150 grams difference with that shorter version. So, well, and here is my vision how it could be. This is my second drawing. So I just followed the line described on the, or draw it on the original blade, and this one came up from that. Before this video ends, if you got the patience or you got the time, you can see few stages how I came into this product. So what I've generally done on this machete is, I would say, 85% of this one. So of course I don't talk about hardening because that will be out of my skills and everything what I can do generally. But what is the original is this line, of course, and this line, the bottom line, because you might know I changed the tip. There was no any grinding on the belly, and there was poor grinding on one side. If you like to, you can check the Tops .230 machete at home when I did the video somewhere. In I say half of that you can find the uneven grinding and the dull tip and general everything, and of course the handle plus the handle scales, everything's different, everything's new. By the way, this is the .170 machete, so these together you can see them now, and this is the reason why I did them. Maybe I can remind you that this machete, the .170, was my really favorite tool. It actually is, but it's a bit lighter. I always say, okay, I like to have something a bit longer and a bit heavier than this one. But the .230 machete, so sorry, yes, .230, sorry, was long enough. It has really nice chopping ability, chopping power. You could see, you might see my video when I compare with my Gurkha Kukri Plus, where maybe the machete was superior for the chopping than the Kukri. But there was the problem with this part of handle. That's why I added the tape here for the tennis racket. So that's why it's here. So that was one thing, and I say, okay, I'd like to have something more, because also the kind of thin machete, you can see the thickness of the handle. That's one from the reasons. So general shape of the handle, keep the length, but general shape and the thickness was the one from the biggest problem. So what I got, because when we go for hiking, I like to have some bit longer machete than this one, is because this is good, but for when you're chopping wines and these things, you find out that it will be better to have something a bit longer, but not as long. Let's say I like the Tramontinas, for example, but they got too much or much more flexible blade than this one. These are in 3 millimeters. That was 2.2. It's good, they are good, but for the hard using, for batoning, and as we know, these are great. So as a material, this 1095 is excellent, hardened for 58, 59, sorry, 57, 58, I believe. So that's excellent. So if you like to, so I will speak now about how I came to that. So I bought one big square. Yeah, it was square of this micarta handle. By the way, maybe I'll add the tape too. These, it's micarta, but it's still kind of slip. I used the sandpaper to have it to have some texture on it, but it's still, you know, when for the hard chopping, it will be maybe better to have it here, but it's not necessary. I tested it. It's, maybe you can see it's already used after that. So I tested it very hard. I smashed really blocks of wood with that to be ensure that the scales are sitting properly, nothing move. So it was actually all right. So what I found is I don't need to add it there. So at the moment, I'm not sure. Maybe it will be better for softer grip, but it is not necessary. That's important. So there is no that problem. The handle is too stiff, and with this grinding, what I found for myself, it's excellent. So when you do these, you know, the rotations, you stay here, and that's what you got. I got actually about 1 inch longer real blade, or real blade. Sorry, blade, not real edge. Edge is the same, but real blade. So it's 2.5 centimeters or 1 inch more reach. Plus, of course, you can go here. So you got now nice. This is 12 inches, exactly 12 inches, guys. By the way, from the handle, from the very handle to the very tip is 12 inches exactly, or 30 centimeters. So I like that. Plus 15 centimeters, 14.5, just this space in between these 2 points. So I got prompt. So I got a couple of positions. That was my meaning. So I can go here. I like it. I got here. Then I got here, and this is really nice and secure with the prolonged handle. And that's really, this is really, you feel that the power swings when you do this. That's great. But even you can go here, you still got the nice hook, and you can grab it here, and it works nicely. Also, what I found, you know, I had a couple of choices. So to keep or to make a guard there, like this one, or not. Of course, I could finish and end the micarta handles here, which will be alright for the handle, for this handling, and I've still got some kind of guard and this choil, finger choil. But before, because I decided to do this one, I say now it was good choice, because when I do carving, that my index can rest on these, on these scales, like this one. It's absolutely comfortable, absolutely. Also, what I found, and it wasn't planned, I can do it in this way, and it's pretty comfortable also, because the you know, the corners are rounded, so everything's fine. This is thick enough for your finger to stay there, so it's great. And as you can see here, or even this one, it's absolutely like made for that. So I shaped it for my hand, so that's why it's so comfortable. Of course, it's made for me. So everything's rounded nicely. The problems I had there, of course, you can see, because I have to strip the coating on it. There was a problem. That was really one of the problems on this. I don't know if I can see it here, but maybe on this machine, because this one has it too, and I mentioned in the video. Somewhere here, there is a change of thickness from 3 millimeters of blade to 3.3 millimeters of the handle side. And there is, of course, there is the hump. So there's not 0.15 of millimeters on each side, is not much. But when you want to stick the scales there, then it can make a trouble for you, because I don't have any machinery to do it really flat. So I tried, but to remove so much like material in the thickness, nicely flat. This is hardened steel, so it's not that easy. So I've tried something, but still there are imperfections. So I don't say this is the perfect on the world, but I'm really proud of it, and it served me well. That's the important thing, because it's really nice in hand. So one thing is, I'll be honest with you guys, there is a small gap, very small gap in between the scales somewhere here, but it's maybe you can't even see it. I don't know. So there is the gap. Yeah, but it will be hard to put a paper there. But there is a gap only here, because there is the change for that. It's important to say, same like here. As you can see, this piece of guard, the steel, the black one now actually, isn't in the same thickness, so there is a gap in between the micarta scale and the steel, and it's because there was original grinding. It was part of the edge, so that's why there was the grinding. So what I can do, so I came from what I have, so I couldn't. So there was another option, of course, to don't have the guard there, or not put the scales there, and then of course it will be not a problem, because it will be just piece of steel. But I decided to do it in this way. I don't care. Sorry, if that will be just complete flat piece of steel, it will be, of course, better, because everything will be flatted. But I'm fine with that. Maybe you asking why this hole is there. So again, I'll be honest with you, it was only trying. So I just to try if I can even drill through, because without that, I'm screwed. So I started the project with the drawing, I took out the scales and everything, and for 2 months about, I stopped the project because I couldn't carry on without the drilling through. Why? Because I needed this hole for the handle. This one used to be, as I said, this one used to be real edge, or blade actually. So here was blade, so I don't know where it starts exactly. I believe somewhere here. That was the original, somewhere like that, I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter now. So I tried to drill this, and because I said, okay, this is the widest part, so I don't need to be worried for something. So I'll say, okay, I'll try it here on this point. Some knives even got and it's actually 8 millimeters. So I said, okay, I'll do it, and if I can do it, so I'll do it for a reason. So maybe I can use it for a ferro rod, which wasn't succeed. I'll try it, it doesn't work really. But when you want to make a shaft for arrows or something like it's 8 millimeters, could be alright, size for it. So anyway, you can use it for rounding stick, so it could work. That's important. But the original meaning was just to try drill through. When I did that, I said, okay, then okay, I can do that. So I started drill 2 more holes. One is somewhere here, but it's not realized, it's not there. And I tried this one. I said, okay, this is more important for me, because I need to fix the scales close to the handle, because here, as you can see, this one was there, the hole was there. I don't know what was the purpose, but it was there, so I used that. By the way, all the screws are from the original. So as you can see here, the the third one is hidden somewhere here. So this 1, 2, 3. So that's those original. So I bought them I bought the micarta, and that's it. I didn't buy anything else, or just drill bits. So that I bought a lot of them. Okay, so when I did it, so okay, I said I can start this. So I started, and I couldn't go through. I said, wow, I did it on this side. Why can't I do it here? I asked some professionals. They gave me some hints, but problem was that I couldn't do that, because I have to have some things, for the heat these, and I don't have it generally. So I asked professionals which works with the steel. They drill and sharpen chains and these things for the saws, and simply there's small manufacturer for the steel work or something like that here. So I asked them if they can drill it for me. Of course, I paid for that, but they said, oh, okay, well, it's hard and blah blah blah. So you have to, if we break the bit, you have to pay it. And by the way, the bit costs like half of the new machete. That was the point. So you have to pay, then you have to pay the work, or say, okay, so I can screw it up for myself. So I bought couple of actually it was lots of drill bits, some from some hardened materials, but anyway, it was really piece of shit. I'm sorry, guys, but it was hard for me. But I succeed. I use some hard bits for hard materials when you drill some concretes, and those helps very much. So then I passed this one. So okay, I got it. That was the big step for me. So okay, when I drill that one, sorry. So then I said, okay, I can shape the handle, so and carry on with the project. So then I started to do the hole here, but actually I mentioned this one for as a lanyard hole. Sorry. So I tried this one again, the hole there, but I couldn't do it again. So I broke, I believe, three of even one of them was kind of more expensive. So okay, I stopped. So I don't need this one. I use this. I don't care. This hole was there before, as I said. So there was two, and maybe some of these there was a piece of steel like this one. So there was some this one. So this is new. So I use these two, which was there already, and there is another somewhere here in the steel is another pre-drilled hole for about 4 millimeters. I don't know for what it was. I can't remember. But in the material, you can see on the original, there were a couple of holes which I don't understand why they did them, because there wasn't any screws, something like that. But maybe, I don't know, for whatever reason. Anyway, so if I want to have lanyard hole anyway, so I could drill about 4 millimeters drill head somewhere here, and I can go through and I can use it. But I decided, as you can see here on the short, I got the holes here, but I never use that, because I say, okay, I don't want to fix in my hand, and when I swing it, and then this one will swing around my hand. So it's more safe to don't have it there. So I decided I don't use it. So if I want, anyway, I can lash it somewhere here, stick it here, you know, and that will be absolutely fine, because it couldn't go off here, and even here. So I'll be fine on this spot if I want it. But I don't do it. So I stick it for first time just on two screws here and here, and I say, okay, everything's fine. So then I did really hard, couple of hard swings to the wooden block. I say, okay, but I just put there and the last one, the third one, just to be sure everything's fine. So I did the third one, this one, and then I shaped these properly. What I found also, because I don't know why I did it, the silver line here is nice when you do some push cuts or something like it was on the original machete, but of course it doesn't help when you want to scrape a ferro rod, because it rounded generally the spine. I don't know actually why I did it. Today I said, okay, well, that was something stupid. Okay, so I found, let's say I want to have use something for scraping ferro rods or debark something. So this is the best spot for it. Okay, so I use it. I use it here. So as you can see, the silver line stops here, and it's kind of in this way. And I did it because I want to have this one. As you can see, this black coating is just general black coating for keeping the carbon steel out of rust. And I said, okay, I can put it on whole blade, but they say, okay, I will do the video. Maybe somebody say, okay, it's not the machete, because it will be in different shape. You know, if that you see the hole different, this one, everything different. So it will be maybe hard to realize that it was the original, the Tops machete, you know, before. So that was the job. Oh, by the way, another thing, this is the original pouch or sheath. And is there maybe? So it goes off, but not as fast. So I can use it anyway to carry this there. So this is the overall package, and I am really glad for it. By the way, weight of this product is 486 grams or 17.1 ounces. I don't know the weight, original weight in pounds or ounces, but it was 554 grams. So 54 and 14, so 68 grams down. It's the weight is 68 grams down, so 2 ounces, let's say 2.5, it's less than 2.5 ounces lighter, and 4 inches shorter. It was like that about. So this is the project. It was hard for me, but I'm really proud I did it. And I'm very satisfied with how this one functions. I use it 2 days now for really hard chopping, the wood preparing for my fire when I heat with fire. So I'm fine with that. So hope you enjoyed that. If you got a question, maybe, so just ask me. Don't worry. It was hard for me, but I'm heading to the step where sometimes I buy just piece of steel and I will do everything by myself. Only what I can't do, and I probably won't do, is the hardening process, because there's a couple of companies which are professionals. So maybe this is the step just before I go to that way. But I like it, and thank you. You see it with me, and if you got the time, you will see now these like kind of stages where I sit when I came from the product to this end. Have a nice time. Bye. So I'm in about 2/3 of the project. So Machete, tops Machete 170.170, Machete 0.230 maybe. You can still see it here. The reason why I did it is you will find in this long video. This is just short. So how this one looks. So see, that was the length of the handle, just like that about. So that was the length difference. So I cut this one off, and this is the some how to say that, some part of the work, but it's most of them. So the hardest work is done generally. So today I did this one. It needs to be flattened because there is a hump here. It's even here. That's why I show it on this machete, or this short machete. Sorry, there is a change of thickness. Oh, sorry. So here, and it used to be somewhere here. So I need to flatten it because there was a jump like step on it. So the thickness on the blade was 30 millimeters, and here it was 3.3. So that's why, because I want to stick these my cutter handles there, so I have to make it more flat, even if that it probably won't be perfect, but it will be all right for that machete. So the first moment of through, if the scales, I mean in general, can fit the holes and everything, set it up, and everything seems to be fine. So I have to grind all these and get the shape. So after about half hour raw grinding, I get the base handle shape. Of course, doggy, of course. So when these are the pieces, and generally the machete disassembled is a new version of it. So this is the black coating on it, just protecting against the rust because it was sanded, so it came just alright to the steel. So that's why it is not that I keep the coating on it. Why not? They are just the scales, as you can see, and I used the original, these three hardware, so I would say the screws, everything should be all right.